as I said at the start of this show today, President Trump is out there at Davos giving a fabulous speech touting the virtues of freedom and free markets and fighting socialism and developing new industry and reducing taxes, all the free market arguments, making that the Davos conference. But he's making those arguments because of what he said he believed in to start with. And he does believe this. What he did when he got the presidency, when he won the presidency. Two other quick things. These stories are great themselves, but I'm telling them to you today because it's really more important to get the idea that President Trump is just going to keep rolling on being President Trump. He's going to continue his move, his pressing of America, his moving America forward based on the promises he made to us, to our country during the campaign. So two quick things. You know the term anchor babies, and a lot of leftists really, really, really hate that term anchor babies, and they find it offensive. The simple idea that some people will fly into America from other countries. There are actual cottage industries with people making money doing this, flying in pregnant women to America to give birth to their child in America, because that child, so the argument goes, born on American soil becomes a citizen. And the same thing at the border, the southern border with Mexico. Literally, people planning on coming over the border as a woman approaches her due date to be sure to give birth to her child on American soil so that child becomes an American citizen. And the term is used, anchor babies, that people then do this for the purpose of having their child be an American citizen. They may almost immediately go back to their home countries, but they've got that child who's got American citizenship, therefore have a right to come here, and therefore when they come here, at some point, they have the right to bring their family, all this string migration. It is a tactic, it is a ploy, it is a manipulation of the goodness of America. There's an argument, unsubtly up by the Supreme Court, of whether or not the language in the 14th Amendment actually requires America to treat anchor babies as citizens. Legal scholars differ. I think most legal scholars say, yeah, actually, probably that language, the language in question is whether the child born here to two parents who are not American citizens, whether those parents are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. That's the language in question. Because the basic idea, if you're born here, you're a citizen, a person born here whose parents are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. So the battle is about whether we can do anything about that, stop this manipulation, contortion, abuse of America's generosity by having literally people making money, running businesses, flying pregnant women in from other countries, have your baby here, fly home, and now they've got their anchor here and they can move forward trying to bring more of their family members here. President Trump is trying to address that. He talked, I think it was like August last year, he talked about the idea, we might try to address that and just say, anchor babies are not citizens. I mean, just to say, if both parents are non-citizens and you come here for the purpose of giving birth to your baby, you're not a citizen. Now, that would be a tactic to try. You'd have to get Congress involved. It'd go to the courts. He has not moved forward on that. But he is moving forward on an idea of when America grants visas to non-citizens to coming to America, if the non-citizen is a pregnant woman, he is introducing the idea, could we have, as part of that process, the questioning of the woman, why is it you need to come here now? What is the reason you have to be here while you're pregnant and your baby is due? Because we could at least push back as a country to say, wait till your baby's born at home and then come on over. We could try that. I don't know if it'll fly, but this is the president, again, fulfilling his promise to renew the integrity of America's borders, to renew the concept of citizenship. And one last quick factoid I'll tell you. I found this this morning and getting ready for the show today. What do you think the average number per year of anchor babies born in America is? If I were giving this speech in person, I'd say, raise your hand, what do you think? Okay, but we're not in person, so I'm just going to tell you. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, as of December of 2019, the average number of anchor babies or babies born in America to two people who are not American citizens who came here for the purpose of having the baby here is about 33,000 a year. 33,000. That gets you pretty quickly up to 100,000. You start running those numbers, you realize this is a cottage industry, and there have been prosecutions of some people involved in this cottage industry stuff. So this is a president still doing his agenda. Other thing, there's talk in the Trump administration about expanding the. He had, as you likely recall, he talked about during his campaign. He implemented when he became president. We need to be careful about bringing people to America. Who are refugees, bringing them to our country if they may mean us harm. He actually it became known as the refugee travel ban, but it really wasn't a travel ban. It was the idea that we're going to more closely examine, closely vet the reasons that some people want to try to come to America, because we may end up having people coming here who mean us harm, such as the people who committed the massacre in San Bernardino in December of, I don't remember the year it was, 2015, I think. I don't know whatever year it was. The point is, the travel ban President Trump started, the first thing he worked on was trying to bring this travel ban idea, was struck down by a federal court, then withdrawn. Second iteration of the ban issued in 2017, struck down by a federal judge. Third version finally issued in September 2017. Finally, in the Supreme Court ruling in June of 2018, the Supreme Court said yes, the president has the right to issue executive orders to decide to whom, under what conditions, what vetting procedures we use for visas. He has this right. So the president has won that case finally in the Supreme Court. So now President Trump's talking about expanding, adding 7 more countries to the list of countries to whom we apply this more rigorous vetting, to be sure we're not bringing people here who might mean us harm. All 7 countries have significant Islamic populations, although they're not all are majority Muslim. But this is, again, the president saying, and I want to close this and turn my first 5 by saying this. This is the president continuing to take action on the things he promised the voters when he ran, and he promises his supporters at his speeches. He's going to move forward in protecting America, keeping America safe, keeping America first in his consideration of the policies he proposes, of the laws he supports, of the ideas he expresses. It is, again, protection of the American people. And I'll tell you again, folks, him pushing these things at a time when impeachment is looming behind him, there'll be plenty of GOP presidents who say, you know what? While this impeachment is going on, let me kind of tiptoe back. Let me be quiet about these things that are controversial. Let me just back down and not get on board with these things that might be harmful or might make people attack me. He is bold on, fire on, all cylinders firing, pursuing the agenda he promised the American people.